good evening to our dedicated viewers in Kenya and around the world. You are watching KE Central News, where we create awareness and educate. I will be with you for the next 30 minutes. Let's take a look at the major stories making headlines.
Kenyan fashion goes global. The hidden cost of family, how black tax is stalling wealth for young professionals. Kenya's farmers leading the way to food independence. Kenya's digital revolution, how social media is empowering youth for change.
Live from KE Central News, I am Nancy Wangeshi. From vibrant kitenge to bold Masai Shuka, Kenya fashion is making waves both at home and abroad. But this is more than just style, it's a movement. Designers are using traditional fabrics to not only create stunning, unique pieces, but also to celebrate our rich culture and support local communities. Ron Otieno has more.
Here in the heart of Nairobi's fashion district, a new wave of creativity is bringing traditional Kenyan fabrics to a forefront of global fashion. Designers are combining vibrant kitenge prints, Masai shukas, and other indigenous materials with modern styles to create pieces that tell our story, the bold and the beautiful Kenya. But this isn't just about fashion, it's about impact. I spoke with Kolo, the fashion guru who runs a small workshop in CBD. He said by using locally sourced fabrics and employing artisans, they are helping to preserve traditional weaving techniques while creating jobs for young people. This is the essence of fashion with a purpose. These designs are now being showcased not just here in Kenya, but on international runways, proving that our heritage has a place on global stage. Reporting for KE Central, I'm Ron Otieno.
Black tax, a term many young professionals in Kenya know all too well. While they work hard to build their future, a large portion of their income often goes to support their families. This culture expectation, although rooted in tradition, is putting immense financial strain to the younger generation, leaving them with little room to accumulate wealth or save for their own future.
Okay, kwa majina naitwa Jenjeri. Okay, black tax kila mtu anaijua. Hawa wazazi bana wametunyanyasa kutoka chini mpaka saa hii hatuna kitu. You have to cater for them. Hata kama uko na kitu, kwanza ni wao first kuangalia. Kwa sababu pia wao kwenye wametoka pia hawana kitu.
Okay, I'm Dixon Cadet. I am a gym instructor in Gilgil. Okay, I'm sharing back at home, so I get a bit, then I share it. Then we have landlord, we have bills to pay. So we are getting we are working a lot, but we are not making anything. As I say, I'm a breadwinner, so I cannot save even a penny. I have a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, mi ni Gen Z, lakini as you can see, sahi nimeparara, sina anything. That's how it is. Yeah, to me, yeah, on my side, it's true. Kama ningepewa that nafasi ati nikose kwanza kumtumia mzazi wangu something, ama to eat, ama to do something else with the money, ningekuwa nimejijenga kidogo. Hata kama it's not that much, ningekuwa at least na something to hold on to.
So unasema wazazi waache kufinyilia watoto wao wajitegemee, ama unasema aje kwa kifupi?
Kwa kifupi wacha pia sisi tukue tu, sisi tukule kenye tumetafuta. Wazazi pia wakae kando kidogo watupatie hiyo nafasi.
Our correspondent Michelle has more on black tax. How does black tax affect the financial stability of the future planning? How does black tax affect the financial stability and future planning of the young professionals? Over to you.
Michelle Wakarura, correspondent. The reality of black tax is hitting young professionals hard. The practice sees a significant portion of their monthly earnings being sent back home to support their parents or extended family. For many, it's an obligation rooted in cultural values of family responsibility. but it's also creating a financial strain that is limiting their ability to invest, save, and build wealth. As many young people juggle their professional growth and family expectations, the long-term effect of black tax are raising concerns about how these economic pressures will shape their financial futures. Young professionals across various sectors, from healthcare to finance, are facing similar situations. Experts say this cultural practice, while noble, is hindering their ability to achieve financial independence, buy property, or plan for retirement. Thank you, Nancy. Back to you.
What strategies can young people use to balance supporting their families and building their own wealth?
Thank you, Nancy, for having me here today. My name is Dr. Anne Wambugu, a psychologist by profession, and I'm passionate about mental health awareness and child development. About black tax, this is a very important topic here today because young professionals are really straining out here because they feel that they need to take care of their families. And by taking care of their families, they are not putting themselves first. They are not practicing self-care, which is very important. Yes, they can support their parents, they can support their families, but there is a limit. So this is what they can do. They need to budget wisely, and by budgeting wisely, you can set aside specific amounts of money for the extended family, and for your personal savings. Number 2, you have to set boundaries. And by setting boundaries, I mean you need to have an open communication with your family members and those who are dependent to you. And this will help you not to overcommit.
How can society address the cultural expectations around black tax to ease the burden on the younger generation?
Nancy, on that question, communities can help in tackling this matter, and they can do one. They can encourage financial literacy among community members, whereby they can reach out to NGOs who can offer this kind of education, whereby people will be able to manage resources and they can be able to use resources better than before, and this one will encourage them not to over depend on the young generation. Another one is that they can encourage a strong social support system, whereby they can advocate for services, for programs, for government programs such as free public education and subsidized healthcare. Then we also have. They can also encourage community members to have to create an economic.
It's okay, continue.
We will cut hapo.
Okay.
Another thing communities can do is to create economic opportunities, whereby they can advocate, they can look for funds, things like the youth fund, so that they can be able to create small businesses whereby they can be financially independent, and this will reduce a very big burden on the young generation. Yeah. Thank you again, Nancy, for this conversation, and thank you so much for inviting me to this interview. I really appreciate, and I hope this will help other young people and they will benefit from this. Thank you.
Kenya has long been known for its agricultural potential, yet we still depend heavily on food imports to fill our plates. But what if we could change that? Across the country, farmers are adopting innovative techniques to boost local production and reduce our reliance on imported food. Tonight, Linda Wangari brings us more.
In Kenya, agriculture has always been the backbone of our economy, but for years, we've relied heavily on importing foods to meet our needs. Now, a growing number of farmers are working to change that by using innovative techniques like greenhouse farming and improved seed varieties. They are increasing their harvest and proving that Kenya can feed itself. Kenya spends billions importing staple foods like maize, wheat, and rice. But experts believe if we invest in better technology, farming tools, and training, we can cut down on these imports and grow enough foods locally. Kenya can become self-sufficient in food production, securing our future and strengthening our economy with the right support, because this movement isn't just about farming, it's about feeding a nation and empowering local communities. Reporting for KE Central News, I'm Linda Wangari.
Joining us today is a true water and sanitation expert, Engineer Daniel Ng'ang'a, the Managing Director of Murang'a Water and Sanitation Company. Daniel, thank you for being with us today. So let's dive into the world of water management and learn about the incredible work that you do.
Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome. So I would first off would like to know, how does the Water and Sewerage Company contribute to improving water availability to the farmers?
Thank you very much. Like as you said, my name is Engineer Daniel Ng'ang'a, Managing Director of Murang'a Water Company and the Emeritus Chairman of the Water Service Providers Association of Kenya. I must say that water companies play a very critical role on issues of management of water. It is what we call non-revenue water, water that is abstracted from the rivers. On its way to the customer, it's lost somewhere. How does the water companies contribute towards ensuring that we have available water for farmers? We work tirelessly hard to reduce the water that is lost so that more is left in the rivers for the farmers to abstract for the irrigation.
Perfect. What a role you play in the water company. So I would love to know what role can access to water and efficient irrigation schemes play in making farmers more viable for young people?
Farming has traditionally been viewed as a job for the old folk. But I must tell the young people, the Gen Zs of the modern world, that farming is lucrative. As water companies, we have technocrats that are basically young engineers who are very good even designing small irrigation schemes for our farmers in the rural and even in our peri-urban setups. What I would encourage the young people is to really work closely with our association, which is an umbrella of water companies in the Republic of Kenya called WASPA, for the purposes of them getting closer to the water company that is near them, for the purposes of getting technical expertise on issues of irrigation and on issues of obstruction of water and on issues of ensuring that the water that is abstract from the rivers is used sparingly.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard you talk about initiative, partnership of how youth can connect with those partners to enhance farming. So I would love to know, are there any initiatives that support youth interested in agriculture?
As water sector in this Republic of Kenya, and as you're aware, irrigation is a devout function in our counties. We have, in our counties, especially the county of Murang'a, we have very experienced engineers in the irrigation department under the Ministry of Water in this county that helps young farmers and farmers in general on matters of management and design of the water systems. What I would urge the young people is get close to government, get close to the water companies, get close to the county governments for the purposes of getting the right technical advice as you start your small farming.
So maybe you could give me examples or maybe the main reason why young people shy away from farming. What's your view?
According to my view, I think it's a traditional mentality. People believe farming is old school, is not lucrative, but as a senior professional in the water sector, and as we know, water is actually the catalyst of irrigation and growth of plants. It is important for the young people as they go to school and the university to know that we have, as a country, we don't have enough food to feed our society. And therefore there is a big market niche for the young people to explore farming.
Awesome. So as an engineer, you are a certified engineer, right?
Yes.
As a profession or as a professional, what are some of the innovations that we can adapt as young people to address water shortage and improve irrigation system in farming?
Let's get away from the traditional methods of irrigation. Let us tap smart technology on matters of reducing wastages of water, so that water that we use for irrigation is only the one that is required by the plant.
Is your company doing that?
We need to use methods like drip irrigation to ensure that we only use minimum water for irrigation. Water and sanitation companies are basically for management of domestic water. According to the law in the Republic of Kenya, irrigation is a separate wing. We don't deal with irrigation. However, what are we doing as a water company? I talked of water and sanitation. We have a sewage treatment plants. Here in Moranga, we have a sewage treatment plant called Kari. When we do desludging, there is what we call sludge. Sludge is manure. Manure that we dry in our drying beds and give our farmers at a very subsidized cost for the purposes of using it as manure. Communities around here value the sludge that we get from our treatment works, and they save a lot instead of buying the manufactured fertilizer for the purpose of farming.
From TikTok challenges to viral hashtag on X, Kenya youth are using social media as a powerful platform to demand for change. Frustrated by slow government action and social injustices, they are turning their voices online into movements that are shaking the status quo. Our correspondent has more.
In Kenya, social media is no longer just about entertainment. It's a tool for advocacy and change. Platforms like TikTok and X are providing the youth with space to express their frustrations, share their stories, and unite for a cause.
The networks, the social networks, is ballooning up very fast. It's taking the center stage. So you cannot force people. So therefore, the future of the Gen Zs is brighter, is greater, and therefore they are going to take much control. How governance and resource allocation is going to be dictated, they will dictate. Take it from me.
What started as a trending hashtag on X quickly turned into organized protest, drawing national attention to economic policies impacting everyday Kenyans. On TikTok, creators are using shorts, engaging videos to break down complex issues, making them accessible to millions. Reporting for KE Central, my name is Biagon Ian.
Thank you for watching KE Central News. I remain to be your host, Nancy Wangeshi.